just waiting for us to be live on both of these on my end. And we got one and we got two. Okay, perfect. Hi everyone. How was your weekend? Did you have a good Father's Day? Did you do anything to celebrate? I am not near my father, so I called him. That was good. And yeah, no celebrations. Martin and I are in Texas and my family's in Missouri. So yeah, didn't work out this year. But what did you guys do? What did you do for your Father's Day? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what everyone else did to celebrate. I can live vicariously through you. Yeah, so hop down there, let me know. And in the meantime, I will do a brief introduction. Hi, my name is Abby for anyone who's new here, and I am the founder of DIY Fashion Rebel. I help people learn how to sew their own clothing at home, especially if they are absolute beginners. So if you're just getting started, you're not sure where to get started, then this is a great place to hang out. So if you want to, you can like the Facebook page, subscribe to the channel, and you will get instant notifications whenever I post new content to help you out. I would really appreciate it, and I would be so pumped to help you on your sewing journey. So those are your options. That's who I am. And in today's live, we are continuing to talk about the #1 problem that all beginners have, including myself when I was a beginner. Where the heck do you start? Right? Like everybody's just like, I want to sew my own clothes, but then how do you actually make that happen? How do you have the thought and then poof, have the clothing? It's like a really big disconnect on how to make that happen. So to make that journey easier, because I see people struggling the same way that I struggled when I was learning like 15 years ago. So I am trying to make this easier, much, much easier and more fun than it was for me, because it was miserable. I cried a lot. And I don't want that for you at all, because it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be confusing. It's just kind of the way it is right now. So I'm trying to create a way to make this more fun and more easy. So to do that, I'm creating step-by-step guides on what to learn in what order. Doesn't that sound amazing? I wish I had had it when I started, but hopefully you will have it. So the first step of getting started, the first thing that you should do is have your sewing machine. Now, if you don't have a sewing machine, let me know in the comments. I have a guide for this. I can make another video about it. But anyway, the first thing you need to do is have your machine, unless you're planning on hand stitching. But I don't teach hand stitching, I teach sewing machines. So if you're planning on sewing with a machine, you need to get the machine. Then you need to learn how to use it and be comfortable using it, okay? Every single project you work on, you're gonna use this machine. And if you try to start a project and you feel scared or intimidated and not sure what to do with this, the project is going to be overwhelming, because you're trying to learn this and new sewing skills and techniques at the same time, and it's too much, okay? And it is 100% possible to learn to use your machine without doing a project. And I have made it really easy. I have made 5 steps to start sewing with confidence, 5 steps to learn how to use your machine. And I've made it in a really simple printable PDF. It looks like this. Okay? So from unboxing your machine, like I have every single step here, from grabbing the box, taking it out, to actually sewing your first stitches correctly and with ease. Everything in between, I've put it in these 5 steps. You can just click each one of the text things in here and you get how-to videos similar to this one. You get printable guides to help you stay on track. You have this. Everything you need to know. Start using this with confidence, because I promise you, promise, that if you spend it's like 3 to 5 hours to make it through all these steps, if you spend those 3 to 5 hours to feel comfortable using your machine, your next project is going to feel so much easier and you're actually going to enjoy sewing. Okay, it took me a long time to actually enjoy sewing. I just like pushed my way through it because I desperately wanted my own clothing. But it took me a while to actually like, oh, this is fun, I like this. You can save yourself the weeks and months that I spent hating the process and make it easy on yourself. Do these 5 steps, enjoy you're using your machine, and like enjoy sewing. So you can grab all 5 steps, you can grab this PDF, sent right to your inbox using the link in the description. So do that. I have been talking way too much, and we're on step 4 today, which is looking at this, filling the bobbin thread. So let's talk about that. So the bobbin thread. Let's back up just a little, and this is my thread jar. And this, if you're familiar at all, is a spool of thread. Okay, just this long, thin string on my forehead. And there's a bunch of thread around this white bobbin, this white spool. Okay, so this goes on the top of your machine. It goes along here, goes on this one in my case. And this is the top thread for sewing. When you sew, you actually have 2 threads. You have a top thread and you have a bottom thread. But you make the bottom thread. Yep, DIY, straight from the get-go. You make your bobbin thread using this little bobbin, okay? So it's just a little plastic spool. It looks just like this, but shorter and smaller. And it can be plastic or metal, but we need to put thread on this. We're gonna take thread from here and magically, poof, put it on here. And this will go into the bottom of our machine. Now, I have already done a very detailed video on how to magically poof your thread from here to here. So I'm not gonna show you in this video. Check the description. There, I have a whole video on it. It's phenomenal. If you have any questions about the video, let me know in the comments below that video. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. The question I have for you, after you've checked out that and you've poofed your thread over, what questions do you have about your sewing machine? Okay, I am like 99% certain that I have answered all the basic questions inside of my 5 steps, okay? But if you are not sure if I cover your question in those 5 steps, put it in the comments below. Let me know what questions you have about your sewing machine, because if they are not covered in my 5 steps, I will make a separate video for you describing or explaining or answering your question about your sewing machine, okay? But if you don't tell me what your question is, I can't answer it. So let me know any question you currently have right now about your sewing machine. Go down to the comments and let me know, okay? Because I know how hard it can be to find answers to your sewing questions online. Like, yes, there's 1,000 free resources, and yes, there's Facebook groups, and yes, those places are amazing. But sometimes you don't quite know how to word it, or you're not quite sure where to go, or I've been a beginner. I know it can be overwhelming and confusing, and you're just not quite sure who to turn to. So if you have any questions about your sewing machine, post them below this video, okay? I will chat with you, we can hang out, and I will make another video about it if I need to, or I will direct you to these 5 steps because I'll have answered it in there. I answer so much in here, you guys. It's a great resource, and I would love to hang out with you and help you on your sewing journey. So Happy Monday. That's what I've got for you today. And yeah, I will be back again live tomorrow to talk about threading the top of your machine. That's what we're doing. So if you have any issues threading your machine, be sure to tune in tomorrow so I can help answer those questions. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys later.